and welcome. You're watching Newsx and I'm Shivani Singh. It is the end of an era in Karnataka politics and the closure of one of the most fiercely guarded power-sharing pacts in recent history. Siddaramaiah, the forever champion of the backward classes, the master of the state's purse strings, has officially stepped down as the Chief Minister. While Congress General Secretary K.C. Venugopal frames it as a selfless act of party above self and Shivakumar calls him a pillar of strength, the ground tells a more turbulent story. Protests have erupted across the state and his loyalists are all in mourning. The High Command has tried to soften the blow with a glittering Delhi offer and a Rajya Sabha seat, which Siddaramaiah has promptly declined, choosing to stay back in the trenches of Karnataka. But as the curtain falls on his second stint after exactly 3 years, we are left with a profoundly split legacy. To understand Siddaramaiah, you have to understand his status as a titan of institutional politics. He leaves office as one of the longest-serving chief ministers in Karnataka's history, alongside legendary figures like Devaraj Urs. But his true fortress was the finance ministry, having presented a record 15 state budgets. Siddaramaiah didn't just manage the state's wealth, he systematically attempted to re-engineer how it was distributed. Over the past 3 years, his governance was anchored entirely by the controversial yet wildly popular 5 guarantees. The social blueprint. Through aggressive wealth redistribution, his administration funneled billions directly into the pockets of the rural, poor, women and the AHINDA coalition, the minorities, the backward classes and Dalits. For his supporters, this was pure social justice. In his emotional farewell press conference that he held, he noted that of the 550 promises that he made, nearly 300 were fulfilled alongside the guarantees. He kept the food grains flowing, the electricity subsidized and the transport free for women. He even proved that in an era of hyper-capitalism, state-led welfare could still dictate the political mandate. But look behind the canopy of rural welfare and you find a capital city that began to fracture under the weight of administrative inertia. Bengaluru, the crown jewel of India's tech empire, faced a grueling 3 years. While the state government poured its energy and fiscal reserves into funding rural welfare schemes, the civic infrastructure of Bengaluru paid the price. The city became a punchline for administrative failure. Potholes, which have claimed lives and destroyed daily commutes, remained a chronic, unresolved crisis. The BBMP or the Bengaluru Municipal Corporation structural gridlock meant that Asia's Silicon Valley was regularly brought to its knees by a single afternoon of rain. And the markets noticed. During Siddaramaiah's tenure, neighboring states like Telangana and Tamil Nadu smelled blood in the water. Aggressive courtship from Hyderabad and Chennai saw major tech firms, manufacturing units and venture capital slowly divert their investments away from Karnataka. Now corporate leaders openly complained of a government distracted by political firefighting and sub-national posturing, leaving Bengaluru's crumbling infrastructure to fend for itself. The wealth being distributed to the rural poor was after all generated by a city that was being systematically neglected. So how will history judge Siddaramaiah's second term? Well, it depends entirely where you stand. If you are among the millions of rural beneficiaries who relied on the state's safety net, he was the chief minister who kept his word. But if you are a global tech investor or a resident navigating the broken grid of Bengaluru, his tenure will be remembered as a missed opportunity, a period where economic momentum was sacrificed at the altar of competitive populism, and internal party compromise. Now, there is much noise about who will likely take over as the next Chief Minister. D.K. Shivkumar, who is likely to inherit a delicate double-edged sword. He must maintain the welfare legacy that holds the Congress vote share together, while desperately fixing the broken machinery of Bengaluru to stop the bleeding of the capital. Siddaramaiah didn't just bow out. He did so with absolute strategic intent by completely rejecting a Rajya Sabha seat and a comfortable exit to Delhi. The veteran leader has made one thing explicitly clear. He is staying right here in Bengaluru. He remains the undisputed patriarch of the massive AHINDA vote bank. Now, Siddaramaiah says that his life is an open book and that he never craved power. As he steps into the role of an active patriarch, the pages of Karnataka's history will record him as a leader who knew exactly how to walk far with the masses, even if the city beneath his feet was struggling to keep up. That's it on this segment. Keep watching Newsx for more.